I'm Joseph Kahn, and this is SEO in 2023.
Joseph, what is your number one SEO tip for 2023?
My number one SEO tip is to make sure that you have all of your social media marketing channels in alignment before you launch your SEO prepared content. Get them in harmony and alignment before you launch this. This will make a massive difference in 2023.
So how does social media impact SEO?
Now, this is kind of the funny thing. A lot of the backlinkers who are probably going to post on this and talk about this, this is the new backlinking juice because of the expertise, authority, and trust algorithm now. Google wants to see the net spread. It's not about the link from one person. They don't care about one person anymore. Meaning, oh, it would be great if I just got one link from CNN. No, not really. Okay, because it needs to be a lot of people that think also in alignment with that. And how do you get that? You make sure the net is cast wide. And that's how we do it, meaning we cast the net wide with all the channels, make sure they're all in harmony with whatever that is that you're trying to SEO, that content, that blog post, whatever that article is that you're trying to create. You create all the harmony and all the channels around it, and then you basically launch out to the market to get the shares and engagement. And Google is tracking all that. They see all that. And especially, I think I've talked about schema in the past. You need schema in this harmony too, because Google connects all that. They see all that. And that gives you that expertise authority. If you don't have all that connection, one backlink, two backlinks is not going to help you. This is the new juice. And I've seen rankings take over the market without a single backlink, but had this connecting web in place and working with engagement, meaning it got a viral engagement, it got people sharing it, it got people talking about it, and it went up in the search engine because of it. Not because of any backlink at all, just because of this net. So my hunch is that the new algorithms moving forward is going to be based on the user intent, based on the user web and what they're doing and what they're connected and interested in. So they're going to care more about that heart than they are that backlink from CNN. Moving forward in the future is my hunch, meaning the more hearts you see is going to count more than any backlink recommendation that you could possibly have. Again, I'm going to get challenged on that, but that's my theory moving into the future, that it's going to matter about the social markings more in SEO.
Well, I mean, I certainly love your advice to harmonize your various digital channels and possibly even offline channels as well to create some kind of wonderful symphony. And we can get into that into a little bit more depth. Yeah. But one thing that I'd just like to touch upon initially from what we're talking about just 2 minutes ago or so was social channels and your advocacy of using, I guess, links from social channels as well. Are you saying that do follow, no follow doesn't matter anymore?
I don't believe it matters. I mean, I know that there's people that saying that it does, and there's people saying that it doesn't. And I've even heard Google say that it doesn't matter as much, meaning they want you to do the right thing more than they want you to do the thing. And what do I mean by that is if it's a sponsored link, they want you to market. If it's somebody you don't know or trust, they want you to market. They don't care. You know what I mean? They just want you to be honest. That's all. They just want to know how to market in their database. You know what I mean? I believe that all links count, all of the connection counts, all of the harmonies count, okay? It could count against you even. You think it's counting for you, but if it's not topically relevant or if it's not keen on the intentions of what it's designed for, Google will know now. Their AI is getting smarter. Before you could fake it, you know what I mean? But they're getting smarter and they're going, this doesn't look like the user is going to appreciate this. This is going to look like link bait, or this is not going to match what they want. Google's getting smarter about that. So you got to be a little bit more keen. And what's the keenness? Create engaging content, meaning match what the user wants, match the searcher intent. And if we're here as marketers trying to make money in business, isn't that what we're trying to do? Sell people products that we create that they want, that meets their needs? That's all we have to do in SEO. And we just have to connect all that up correctly in the channel and make sure that it's all in harmony.
Let's maybe think about a specific example of the harmony in action. And I'm thinking of you have this wonderful piece of content that you've maybe spent a long time over and you want to do a great launch of it. You're going to be publishing it on your site, but you want to harmonize by having all your different channels, your social channels certainly, and other channels perhaps, at that time of launch, all talking about it, all promoting it. What are your general thoughts on what you do as a content launch campaign in terms of maybe splitting up the content, how much you publish on social media, whether you pay to promote as well? What are your general thoughts on that?
All those channels, they're not all one size fits all, and they're designed. That's why you have to harmonize them to see what works and fits for your niche, your topic, and all of that kind of stuff. Meaning it's not all one size that fits all, whether we're advertising or whether we're, doing an influencer campaign or any of that kind of stuff. But general rule of thumb, you got a blog content, you got an article, whatever that is, you want to multi-purpose that content. And I think I've seen you do it. I've seen a lot of great people do it, where they take maybe their video and then create some infographics from the video, or create some slides and then share those slides on, on a separate website or whatever, meaning you create multiple pieces of content with that article. So you got one article, it's really SEO. It's got great on page. It's got great link outs. It's got everything that's working for it, right? It's amazing. But you can take that, and the images that are in that article become social posts. All the H2s, all the H3s become social posts, become Twitter posts. And there are automated tools that we use, like lately.ai, and there's several out there. If you look for them, they'll take even your YouTube video and create 50 Twitter posts out of that one YouTube video for you automatically. Okay, so you got one YouTube video, you got an article, you can create the YouTube video out of that article, make smaller YouTube videos. Okay, so if you're harmonizing your channel, you're going to take that article that you want to get ranked #1 tomorrow. We've gotten ranked in higher niches. I know we've challenged and had some fun with it. They didn't stick. They didn't stay. But how you can get them there quickly, they would stick and stay if they match the user intent. But how you can get them there quickly is all the social channels fire on that topic or that content. So you write the blog post or content, you turn that into a YouTube video, you turn that YouTube video into 3 or 4 different smaller videos that get posted on Twitter. You then turn that into a Facebook post. You then turn that into a LinkedIn post. You share that new content that you also went to your Google search console and you indexed it. You said, hey, Google, here's some new content I'm just releasing. And right after you do that, and right after it's in your sitemap and your sitemap is updated in Google, you launch your social media automation. Okay. And what does that mean? That means your YouTube video gets posted about the content, linking back to that video. Your social media post, your Facebook post gets your little piece that's a snippet out of that article gets posted on Facebook. The Twitter post gets posted on Twitter. And then all these things are monitored for engagement, because as soon as those get the bite from the fish, you have to go in and attack it immediately. And any of those bites that are attacked immediately have the ability to harmonize and go viral, have the ability to get interacted with. And as soon as their interaction, Google's warning signs go off. Here's a great piece of content we need to get in the index ASAP. Stat. That's how I see it in my mind. I can't verify it. All SEOs go, this is how we see it, but we can't verify it unless Google goes, no, this is how the algorithm works, and they're not going to do that. But this is how we've seen it, meaning you launch the blog post, and then all the social media channels, if you use Hootsuite, we use Social Bee, Buzz, these different tools. You can set all these tools up in your campaign to harmonize with the content. Do your SEO-driven, surfered content, great content, but have your Social Bee, your Hootsuite, your harmonizing channels to launch with it, and it comes out like an army. That's SEO in 2023. You want to just launch with a backlink? Good luck. You launch against me with a backlink, you're taking on my army.
Army of one, but army of millions as well.
That's
the amount
right,
of content you're publishing as well. Yeah.
Right,
I tell
exactly.
you what I love about what you're saying as well. You're talking about publishing different forms of content on different platforms. Right. I think too many people still probably create the one form of content and then try to publish the same thing everywhere else. Exactly. Yeah. You repurpose it, but you also create the content with other mediums in mind. Exactly. And so you break the content down. Obviously, it needs to be more bite-sized in different forms of social media, but you create the content with that in mind. So if you're creating a 1-hour video, then you perhaps have sections of that video in mind for your social media that afterwards afterwards. You're going to break down, you're going to put captions on, you're going to make it look a little bit more creative as well. So
but David, I almost say that you start first with the written content because you're writing it with the NLP words, with the headers, with everything before you do the video. Because Google is going to look at that video for the content and the headers and the topics and the words. You do all your keyword research before shooting that video. You don't do the video and then come on the back end of that. You make sure all the juicy stuff is in that research first, and then you do the video. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like to do things backwards. So
everybody does. Everybody likes to write the blog post and then go, "What am I ranking for?" It's like you didn't try to rank for something. No, what am I ranking for now with this blog? That's the same thing. If you want your video to rank, you got to do the research up front and then put that in the actual content of the video.
Exactly. You got to know what you're talking about. Absolutely. You've got to have.
You got to stuff the video with the keywords or put it in the script at least. Know what to say.
I was just saying for this particular project for SEO in 2023, I'm creating 100 videos.
It's going to have so many keywords already in it.
And that's going to be a podcast series, but then it's turned into a book, and that's fine doing it that way in mind. But if you've got the content at least thought of beforehand in terms of the structure,
I'm saying
or
if
know
you
what you're
take
talking
your
about
SEO
beforehand.
content, your blog content, your SEO content, you've already done the research and it's SEO'd, it's keyword driven, all that kind of stuff. Go turn that into a YouTube video. You can just read your page to the YouTube script or put some PowerPoint slides with the keywords on it. You know what I mean? Just repurpose. But I agree with you 100%. Repurpose it to that platform. And social media is great about that, meaning if you put it in there, it'll go, this is how you can update it. Here's your Twitter post. Here's your Facebook post. Here's your LinkedIn post. And you can use different hashtags, different graphics, different call to actions, different, like on the Twitter thing, it says, if you get more than 2 interactions, retweet this tomorrow. Like you're not retweeting something that didn't get any engagements. You're not wasting the algorithm on that. So you can set all this automatically. So it automates this. So you can say, so that allows you to do what you're saying is you're not just blasting the same thing to everybody. You are using a tool that will, when they launch out, it's using the thing for that specific social media. But they make it easy. These automated tools make it easy.
Let's just get one more tip from you about how to get started. Obviously, you were talking about how to get started with the written form. And at the very beginning of that is keyword intention. So how do you actually decide on the keyword that you're going to target for that written piece of content?
That's great. I am such a pioneer in my brain of Google in that I start everything with Google itself. I start everything with the search itself. I sit down and I drink my coffee and go, okay, I'm the searcher. What am I looking for? What am I trying to solve? What's my pain points? Who am I? What am I looking for right now? I'm looking for a tent for my, camping event coming up. Okay, so, and I know that I'm writing an article about tents, but who am I? I'm the searcher looking for this. Okay. What am I searching for? So that's the very first thing that I then run over. As soon as I look into Google and see what's there, I see if the things that are there matches the content that I'm going to write. Searcher intent right off the bat. Number one, I go to Google and say, what are my intentions? And is what I'm seeing there exactly what the searcher's looking for? If the answer to no, then I got to start over with my intent and go, maybe I don't understand either A, the content, the SERP, or B, the person, meaning the person. If I'm not getting the results correctly, then I'm going to go interview somebody in my market. I'm going to go interview somebody and go, you, the customer, can you answer some questions for me? If you're looking for a tent for the weekend, what would you type in? If I can't do it myself, meaning if what I'm finding isn't what I would think I would find, then I'm going to go to the target, whether that's a Facebook group, a social group, whatever, and ask them directly, what would you type in? And then whatever they type in, I'm going to verify if that's correct. If it is, then I'm going to start targeting that as my seed word. And then the SEO stuff will kick in. There's going to be tons of tips probably in this, but you start with your seed word first. But that seed word is what? Matching the searcher intent to the content that I'm about to create. And so if I start with that seed word, I'm going to look and see what are all the topically relevant the natural language program, NLP, all of that semantic. What are all the juicy bits that I can write this content around that I know is going to relate to the searcher and get ranked and related to the searcher of that content? Okay, so that's how I do it, meaning I start Google, make sure that that matches the searcher intent. Then I'll start looking up all the keywords. And then once I have that, I use tons of tools like Surfer and Longshot, different things. I'll throw the words. Once I have all the keywords, then I'll either hire a writer and match the brief that I'm looking for, or I'll kind of do it myself with some AI if it's easy for me to grasp. If it's hard for me to grasp, I'll hire somebody in that category. But basically, it starts with that searcher intent. That's how I start. The first tip.
Joseph, I could ask you so many follow-up questions on that, but perhaps for another conversation on some other majestic webinar at some point in the future. But I'm just going to say for now, you've shared what SEOs should be doing in 2023. So now let's talk about what SEOs shouldn't be doing. So what's something that's seductive in terms of time, but ultimately counterproductive? Something that SEOs shouldn't be doing in 2023?
What you see a lot of people doing in business, especially now, and what they've been doing and what they shouldn't do moving forward is focusing on the numbers. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Is the numbers over the user. Not focusing at the KPI as I rank number one for this keyword is not important, in my opinion. That's counterproductive. It should be, did the keyword match the intent of the searcher? So focus on the intentions over the numbers. In other words, the clicks don't count as much as the intention. Clicks is not as powerful as the intention. Oh, I got 100 clicks. Who cares? Was it 100 clicks of people that actually care, or was it 100 clicks? So who cares about the numbers? What matters is what the numbers represent, is the intention or the conversion or the thing behind it.
Well, you can find Joseph over at humjam.com. Joseph, thanks so much for being part of SEO in 2023.
Yes, thank you so much.
Get your copy of SEO in 2023, the book, over at SEOin2023.com.